You're a little bit spunky and you tend to burn bridges when you are activated, when somebody wrongs you, and Spirit is saying very specifically, we need to pause here. We need to look at the core wound. And it doesn't mean that you need to continue having a connection to this person or entity or whatever it is that's going on, but to look at your core wounding and where this is coming from, where you're having such an extreme internal reaction of feeling like, I have to get away, this situation is so unsafe. Okay, so I created a tarot spread here. We are going to ask Spirit some questions here, and we're going to ask what you are running away from in this specific situation, because this is around a specific choice that Spirit is wanting you to pause on, okay? Who might be impacted in this? And you will be impacted. We already know that. How to act with integrity. So learning to look at this core wound and see how Spirit is guiding you. I'm feeling this like dancing you along a new path in your life. What you don't see coming, and then messages from your higher self. I usually do any like additional advice from Spirit at the end, but I specifically got messages from your higher self. So I really saw this like image of the burning of bridges coming from, I mean, it's righteous. Like you were wronged, and there is every reason to feel wronged, but the extreme feelings that you are having that are causing you a lot of inner turmoil is from trauma, from past trauma, from some core wounds, a core wounding that is still there, where maybe you had or you didn't have, I'm hearing, boundaries. And somebody broke those boundaries, and then it or didn't respect you, I'm hearing. Somebody hurt you, and it caused you to go from this boundaryless person to all of a sudden so much boundary to the extreme. And now you are considering completely burning the bridge. And so we're going to look today at, if you need to, if this is important, so you can make a good, healthy decision, not coming from a wound, but coming from your higher self, okay? Oh. So let's get into this with tarot. So what are they running away from? I usually do a theme of the reading first, but I just felt like we were supposed to go right into... You had a lot of opportunities around you. Wishful thinking, hopeful thinking you were very certain. Oh, okay. You had someone in your life that you really thought was it. Spiritual communion, passion, love. You were so certain about this. And, you know, like I said earlier, what had come to me was about these boundaries. You allowed somebody, though, because you were so certain of it, you were like blinded by your certainty. And it's interesting because I see that the star is in here, but I see like the star was like blinding you. You were blinded by your own certainty, and therefore you weren't seeing the truth. Yeah. And then a detour happened. And somebody cut it off. And I got this sideways, and so I think that for some of you, you cut it off, and for some of you, the other party cut it off. Or group. This could have been, I'm really hearing actually, for some it's a relationship or like a single person, but for others, it's like a group of people that you were thought you had found your people. You'd really thought, you were like, this is it. This is my community. They're so amazing. And then something happened. Like there was this detour. Something major happened. And you felt locked out. You found out something that was hidden. Ooh. Like that feels very dark, honestly, when I say that. It's like you thought you were blinded by all this light and like, this is an amazing community or this is an amazing person, friendship, relationship. And you were so blinded, you did not see a real darkness underneath. You thought that this like was going to provide for you, be there for you. And this is what you're running away from. And this is a good running away. Like you're not supposed to be in this anymore. You stopped caring and protecting for yourself. You were so blinded by this light that you stopped listening to your inner knowing, your intuition. You stopped listening to your sacred heart too. You just kept like looking out into the star, like I'm going to be blinded by it because look how pretty it is. And I think you almost like willingly didn't see what was hidden under the surface, the darkness. And you were consumed by this light. And so you stopped caring and protecting yourself. This was really dark. Like you found out something very dark, but there's still this part of you that remembers the beautiful star, and you're like, there, you still are wanting to like go back, and I'm almost feeling like a crying, like that you wanted it so much. You're like, but what about that beautiful star? You thought it was going to give you life and transformation in your life. You thought it was the sun. You thought it was everything. And it wasn't. I got all of these upside down. I must have had the deck upside down. I'm going to switch it around now, but it was supposed to be that way. It was supposed to be that way. You were supposed to encounter this. It was supposed to be that way. It was supposed to all be upside down because you needed to see a different truth, I'm hearing. In seeing the darkness, you've seen a truth and you're not ready. I'm hearing you're not ready to look at it, but you saw it and you recognize it. Like you know what I'm talking about right now. You willingly like kept being blinded by the star, but it's like you kept knowing more and more that like there's like a creeping, I'm hearing a creeping sensation that kept coming up of like something's not right. I know I'm not supposed to be here. I know this is not it for me. I know I'm not caring for myself. I know I'm not protecting myself, but I'm wanting this so badly. You were wanting this light to be real light so badly. Real transformation, real life. And it wasn't. But it was meant to be. It was supposed to be that way to show you something. Spirit, what was it supposed to show them? This has gotten very interesting. The bridge, gosh, I get this every single reading. A bridge to a new life, a bridge to something else. something beyond. And this whole thing was about, do we burn the bridge? It was showing you the bridge to your eternal child. And the diamond. The diamond of, to bridge you to the diamond of true love. We got arrows. To true love of your inner child. The bridge. So Spirit, is this the bridge that they need to think about whether they're going to burn? Can we get more clarity around this, Spirit? Get my other tarot deck. A union between you. We got the Lovers. I'm seeing it's a union. You needed this to happen because it was bridging you to both the love of your inner self, but that also another here. The true sun. I got the sun. We got the Eight of Pentacles. I'm really seeing high standards, like skill development. Like this built your skills. This experience built your skills somehow. Like you need to be grateful for it. And those are very strong words, because there was something dark in there that like I almost feel like, gosh, don't tell me I need to be grateful. But like it like refined you in a certain way. I'm seeing like this diamond. It refined you into this diamond. It's going through this burning process into this diamond. This was the bridge. This was the bridge. That experience was the bridge. So it was necessary. But now, Spirit, do we burn the bridge? Do we ask this now? Do we burn the bridge? This feels a lot of pressure. Seeing working towards abundance. It's more of that refinement. Are they still on the bridge? Are they still on the bridge? It's for them to decide. This is your choice right now, whether or not you're staying on the bridge. And then if you're off, whether or not you're burning it. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. Spirit, who might be impacted in all of this? Spirit, who might be impacted in this decision? It might destroy everything. You might be impacted by destroying everything. And I got the Lovers again. I'm seeing, like, I got the Six of Wands in reverse. The flaming tree. That looks like a burn. We're not bound to the cards. We are not bound to the cards. And that's important to remember. I had a bunch of these turn craziness. Okay, so these two. You know what you're supposed to do. I mean, based on what you see and what you feel inside. And that's important to remember. That we're not bound by these decisions. We have free will. But I am seeing the start of something new. We got that, and then we got the Six of Wands in reverse. Destroy. I'm really seeing the destroy in that. To get to the Lovers. To destroy, to purification. We got pure, making sure. Purification, fire. Another fire. And then to create. We got the Goddess of Creation. It's to burn it down to bring up something new. I feel like in that, like, Spirit was really answering that other question of, do we burn the bridge? And it feels like a yes. It feels like a yes. Okay, Spirit, can we get back to who is going to be impacted in this? I feel like Spirit was like, no, I didn't answer that question for you, Julia. Why did you want to move on? And it's interesting that I wanted to move on. Have you been like scared to ask the question? Or nervous? Nervous around what to do, what choice to make? Okay, Spirit, what are they running away from then? We got the Two of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it was like a disharmony, a rejection. And I mean, thank goodness you were rejected by this community or this entity or person, because it's bridging you, right, to what you want, and you need to burn down what was in between and have a new perspective. So those which you had this unity with, that you thought was the star, they're going to have a new perspective too. It's going to impact them. They're going to have a new perspective. Interesting. You are going to have travel, romance, right? The Lovers, this new creation, fulfillment, happiness, beautiful. This is how it's going to impact you. Sweetness. Oh, we got the strawberry. It seems worth it. It seems worth it. Okay. Spirit, do we need any more about who? No, I think we can just go to how to act, how to do this with integrity. How do we do this with integrity, Spirit? Heartbreak, breakup, Three of Swords, but this is not your heart. This is the cutting it off. Okay, but how? How do they behave with integrity around this burning of the bridge, this cutting off? I feel like I need to get all the cards for this one first. Okay. I got joy, celebration. By focusing on your peace, your appreciation for the situation, back to what had come up earlier of like to have gratitude for the experience. It was a plot twist, but I got celebration, I got joy, to really revel in your joy. Like that's how you can cut it off with integrity, is not by actually announcing it, not by doing it, but just by focusing on your joy, your passion, your peace. And that's the plot twist. That's the plot twist. The plot twist is you breaking a pattern. I think that your pattern in the past has been like to kind of do the dagger back in the heart of whatever hurt you. That big reaction of like, now I'm just gonna cut it off, and that like huge reaction. But instead, your plot twist, you're not going to do that. Plot twist, you're going to cut it off. You're going to burn the bridge without announcing it, without making it a big deal, without like, if you have to see them, without like, but just not worrying about it. Just focusing on your joy, your peace. That is really how you burn the bridge with integrity. Doing your energy. We had gotten the 9 of Wands, your passions. We got passion twice in here. Where did the other passion go? I don't know. Passion. And then the Knight of Wands too, right? Your passions. Your inspired action and adventure, your control over yourself. We got the 4 of Pentacles, your own stability within yourself. I'm seeing this 4 of Pentacles very positive, of this like, I am composed. And that is going to, more than anything else could have, that is what is, not that we want to do it for this reason, but that is what's going to cause whoever or whatever caused harm before to finally have a new perspective and finally see things differently and feel an actual like, oh, maybe we did wrong. If you burn the bridge in your old pattern before the plot twist, all it's doing is emphasizing to this old entity in your past that you are just behaving off of a wounded nature. And so it doesn't allow them to then have a new perspective. They're able to focus on your wounds. Look how wounded they are. They can't even act maturely. Even if you cut it off in a mature way, right? Spirit is saying, if you cut it off in this way, where you're just focusing on your joy, your own stability, your control over yourself, your passions, and that just naturally will burn the bridge because nothing is sustaining it. And now I'm seeing like a bridge just actually just falling apart. Nothing is sustaining it. And that will cause them to then have that new perspective and to be like, and actually for them to have maybe a little bit of self-reflection themselves. But you need to have that plot twist, okay? Okay, Spirit, what do they not see coming? Energetic, new ideas, curiosity. Got the Page of Swords, Knight of Cups, and an ending. They are going to feel betrayed. I don't know, it feels so funny to me. We got the Ten of Swords and it didn't feel negative for you at all. It felt like they were going to be super dramatic. I don't think I've ever laughed at the Ten of Swords before. It's going to be so easy because you're going to be so focused on your own joy and building up, and they're going to just be like, oh, right? That Three of Swords through their heart that happened by you just allowing the bridge to burn and focusing on yourself and your joy. And they're just over there just like, oh, the swords in my back and my heart, and just really dramatic. And it's bringing up their core wounds that then they need to focus on as a group or an individual person or both. But that's on them. Like, you didn't need to point this out to them. Notice you didn't have to say anything to them. You're just focusing on yourself. You have all of these new ideas. I saw all this like creativity with you too. There's something that you're building. There's something that you're building. And it's funny, I don't remember where exactly. I think I'm here. Harmony. Eternal love and tree of life. Fertility. Happiness. Such beauty that you're going towards. And a cleansing of all of that, and a companion. New people, new community. Create. More creation, more people and community. Yeah, just focus on what your joy, your creativity. Just maybe write that down. Joy, creativity, every single day. What can I do to help myself be more joyful and more creative today? And recognize that I am in control. More joy, more creativity, I am in control. More joy, more creativity, I am in control. And that is naturally going to burn any bridge. Why did all that come out like that? It's going to grow. They're going to grow like magic. The newness, all the newness in your life is going to grow like beautiful magic. And these two. And we got more fire. The fire is going to be used on you and not the bridge. Wow. The fire is going to be used on you and not the bridge to ignite your new life. that's interesting because I was like, I saw the bridge not on fire. It was just falling apart. You don't need to burn the bridge. You need to just let it fall apart and use the fire on you and your joy. Like all of that energy, the energy goes to your new life that you're creating. Your joy and your happiness and your creativity. It's so much amazing fire. Why waste that fire to actually burn a bridge? We just let the bridge dilapidate. Just don't put any energy towards the bridge, right? If we have a wooden bridge and it's never taken care of, it will just fall apart, right? And then the person or beings or entities that are on the other side of the bridge have to figure out something new. They can't cross it anymore. It's just not there because you didn't put any work into maintaining it. Meanwhile, that fire that you used to in your old patterns before your plot twist. Oh, and look, that is the symbol that I use around us during my readings. A fire of protection around you. How beautiful to be able to see, to have that plot twist in your life. Like you're really growing. And you didn't see this coming, but you're really growing. There's some work that you're doing internally to change this. Rewiring of the brain, repatterning of I can put this energy, this fire towards myself, finally, instead of focused on pushing out what wasn't right for me or what hurt me or what I'm running away from. I feel like I could just like gaze at this card all day. Wow. Okay. Lastly, a message from your higher self. Where do we want to go with this? I usually do my herbal deck. I guess we'll just do that. A message from your higher. Well, those flew out. Cacao and St. John's wort. Cacao is initiation. And, oh. And then St. John's wort. Radiance. St. John's wort is like a fire. When we use St. John's wort oil, it doesn't feel fiery or anything, but it's red if it's done correctly. Those yellow flowers, the juice in them is red and the oil is red, and we use it. I use it with clients that especially in the winter time need kind of a fire within them again. When we have plants with yellow flowers, that shows us that they are supportive to our mood. They are uplifting to our mood. So I'm really seeing this as that fire. Okay, I feel like we're supposed to read both of these. I usually just read one. Okay, cacao first. Initiation, spiritual test. I feel like that's what's happening right now for you. Revelation. This is a revelation that you can have this plot twist. Access to the cosmic heart, divine love, light beings. I think those are the new beings that you are going to encounter, where there was such a darkness before, a dark feeling, and whatever was there before, that the bridge that's not burning, the bridge is just falling apart, right? That was tying you to that. Quetzal has flown into your cards today, symbolizing initiation. That's Quetzal. The sky gods are speaking and bathing your soul in liquid light as you traverse a series of spiritual tests. Ooh, this is big and exciting. The Quetzal is considered one of the highest divine apparitions as it is associated to the snake god, Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. I don't know if I said that correctly. Like cacao, both are considered precious heavenly gifts from the sky gods. These divine apparitions today are asking you to deeply tune into the cosmic heart. Let it move you. Open yourself to receive the holy gifts provided and listen carefully to the light language pouring through them. You are elevating your frequency of limitless supply rooted in unconditional love. Step out of your own way and surrender to divine love. That plot twist. Ooh. Okay. Now, St. John's wort. Radiance. Joy. We got joy again, running towards that joy. Now I'm seeing that person running. Yeah. Using that fire, that energy to run towards your joy, your creativity. Joy, warmth, resilience, happiness, understanding, manifestation, spiritual power, protection. St. John's wort, like the sun card in the tarot, represents feelings of protection, optimism, fulfillment, prosperity, success, and the dawn that follows the darkest of nights. The sun is the source of all the life on our planet, and it represents life energy itself. Remember, this is what you're putting your energy towards now, right? Not towards burning the bridge. The midsummer goddess celebrates the multifaceted elements of life in a state of joyous abundance, reminding us that the wellspring of true wealth and healing is within. St. John's wort is here to remind you to cultivate practices deep within yourself to experience this enlightening truth. Avoidance and distraction from this great knowing are unconscious habits that build up and manifest as scarcity, fear, and low moods that inhibit you from walking your truth. It's your old patterns. St. John's wort grants us the spiritual courage of fire needed to navigate the death of the old self. It's time for the plot twist. You can do it. I see it here. Oh my gosh, you do it.